There's nothing like a great bottle of wine to make your holiday season sparkle. I'm Divya Gugnani here at Landmarc Restaurant in New York City. Let's go behind the burner and meet the expert for some food-friendly favorites. So I'm here with wine director David Lombardo. Wine is so fun for the holidays. Makes every holiday party just a little bit better.
Absolutely, especially when you're being put in a position where you have some friends and family that you might not have seen in a while. Kind of helps ease you into the event itself. So fun. And actually, we're going to talk about a bunch of different stuff today. But in particular, we're going to talk right now about the entry into the dinner, which is some sparkling. In particular, we're going to talk about today is two sparkling wines. One's from Spain, which is a Cava.
Love Cava.
Me too. And the second one is a Prosecco, which is from Italy. Both great alternatives to the champagne. Similarities, but differences. Let's start with the Cava. So from the northeast coast of Spain. There you go.
Good. Look at these bubbles.
I mean, bubbles just equal happiness, that's what I say.
They do.
Let's just give it a taste and talk about it a little bit. Beautiful, light, refreshing. You definitely get some of that beautiful green apple into it, even some pear in the background.
Typically when you have a champagne like a Blanc de Blanc, you get that real pure Chardonnay like feel, and this has just got a little bit more interest to it.
So Prosecco. Prosecco is the name of the grape. It's from the north part of Italy.
And which one is this that we're drinking?
This one here is Zardetto. You can find it in pretty much any local store.
Distinctly different from the Cava.
You get some of that fruit in the background, but there's that drying factor that kind of makes your tongue go a little bit like this on your mouth.
It totally does.
Even some like slices of like burnt orange going on there in the background too. So maybe not as what people think is sweet, but there's that fruit element to it, which I like.
So now we're done with the bubbles and we're on to the whites.
Yeah, and when I was thinking about putting together this for a holiday party and these different kinds of wines, I thought, well, holidays are a blend of different kinds of people, different kinds of family members, new, old, that crazy uncle that maybe you don't want to see after a while, which is where the alcohol helps out anyway. And different kinds of cuisines, depending upon your heritage, your family background. You show up at a party, there really is different kinds of food there.
America's melting pot, so now we're going to do mixed grapes.
Yep. So we'll keep the bottles like this so we know exactly what we're drinking. So your right-hand side is the Jaboulet. France first, because they were around before America.
Beautiful on the nose, very floral.
Floral aspects of it. You got a little bit of honeysuckle in the background. There's always that underlying little spice, which people don't think of having spice out of white wine. They think of it as
like an after kind of kick that comes in, because initially on the palate you get a lot of smooth, subtle flavors, and then you just kind of get this spice.
Let's move on to the one from California.
Definitely different on the nose, a little bit stronger.
Yeah, a little bit more powerful. I mean, all around, just flavorful. My mouth is still continuing to salivate afterwards. So if you think about that in drinking the wine,
it's got a really good mouthfeel. It wakes you up a little bit.
It screams for food. It wants some food with it. I mean, these wines can definitely be drunk on their own, but when you're talking about pairing them up with food, these ones go well.
So you've had the bubbles, you've had the whites. We did New World versus Old World, or rather Old World versus New World. True. And now it's time for the reds. The party's in full swing. What are we drinking?
We're going to stick with the same theme. We're going to go Old World and New World. We're going to stay in the Rhone Valley and in California, and we're going to also stick with the blends. So the first one here is Roger Perrin from the Châteauneuf-du-Pape region down in the south of France.
Which is really incredible.
Beautiful, beautiful region.
Worth a visit.
Worth a visit. This wine can be up to 13 different types of grape varietals.
It's a little plummy and jammy.
Plummy, jammy. When you're sitting there and you have conversations about wine and you continually talk about it, it means that there's depth, there's character, there's so much more to get into instead of just saying, oh, it tastes like cranberries, it tastes like, blueberries. Like,
this is a very refined wine.
Refined wine.
Save this for your good guests.
Yes, definitely drink this with the people that you want to have good wine. And then the next one here is same grape varietal. Steve Beckman out of the San Ynez Valley in California. Absolutely wonderful producer. And even just as I'm pouring it, you can see that the color on it is even just a lot different.
The Old World's a lot lighter, and the New World is just an intense dark.
Yeah, and that's even just an attribution to the climate, a little bit more sun exposure.
It's going to make that
south of California. Yeah, it's going to make the grapes a little bit juicier, a little bit plumper.
A little bit tobacco?
Yeah, a little bit tobacco. I get even a little bit of like the spice of like a rosemary
Yeah,
the background
I'm getting
too.
a little rosemary too.
Yeah. So when you're
I love a
thinking,
little rosemary with my lamb chops.
yeah, exactly. So when you're talking about what kind of flavors you're getting out of the wine, well, think about what kind of food you're eating. So, you know, if you're doing a pork loin stuffed with some goat cheese and spinach and maybe dusting with some rosemary, well, why not have a wine that goes with that also?
These are all superb wines that you can enjoy with your family and friends, so have a wonderful holiday season. Cheers.
Cheers.
For a Q&A, photos, and more, visit behindtheburner.com.